Hey guys, E-Dog here. I'm on a really cold Saturday morning in Oklahoma, and I'm brought my truck into the shop, put the heater on, and getting ready to start putting some mods on it. So as you saw from the last video, I just purchased this about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now. It's a 1993 K3500 Chevrolet 6.5 liter diesel 4x4 automatic transmission. I've been ordering parts over the last week or so, just trying to get things in, and to date I've ordered about $1,500 worth of parts, and I'll kind of show you the different prices and stuff as I go through. They'll also be linked below. All in on this truck, I kind of kept you in suspense on the first video. I paid $4,000 for the truck, 99,000 miles. It's like one of those grandpa trucks. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. A perfect inside and almost perfect outside. Runs great. Transmissions give me a little problems, but I'm going to talk to you through that here in a second. I think it's just a real simple part to fix that, so I'm going to be crawling underneath the truck today and getting that changed out. But all in so far, I've got a little over $5,500 into this truck, and you'll see some of the upgrades I'm going to be doing today. Kind of the theme for this truck is, I told you in the first video, I just need a really good, dependable tow rig. I need something that gets good gas mileage. I'm not going to be setting any land speed records or torque records or truck pull records or anything like that. I just need a good, stable, dependable. I'm probably going to daily drive this. When I say daily, probably 2 or 3 times a week, back and forth to work and such. But it is going to be my tow vehicle for all my car restorations. When I flip cars, when I go to auctions, buy cars, that kind of stuff, it's going to be my main vehicle to do that. So I wanted something that's dependable. I wanted something that's powerful, gets good gas mileage, had 4-wheel drive. That was a key to me, because you just never know when you're getting into situations whether I'm going to go pick up an old car at a farm or something, or I'm driving 2 states away to pick something up. You never know what kind of weather you're going to run into. You don't know what kind of conditions the car's going to be in when you get there, if it's out in a field or it's up a muddy driveway or something like that. I didn't want to have to jack with chains or anything like that. I want good, dependable, get there, get it loaded, and get home. Getting back to the theme, I know this is probably not cool. I'm not that old, but I am old. But I'm going to turn it kind of into a grandpa truck, almost like that grandpa sleeper that, kind of they put they don't really do anything crazy, outlandish to it, but that they've just put time, effort, and it's done right. I call them grandpa trucks. They're babied. They're very well taken care of. The parts that are used on them are very high quality parts, and they last and last and last. That's kind of the theme that I'm going for. Now, I'm going to kick it up a notch here and there, with the exhaust and that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to make it look like a grandpa truck with mud flaps and those kind of stuff hanging off of it all the time. And what's nice about it is I bought the truck. It was kind of like that. It was kind of like the grandpa truck, very well taken care of. You could tell the person that had it before me just loved this thing. When I bought it off of him, he was telling me how all the things that he's done to it over the years, and that it's been inside storage, and the wife, she brought him up there to sell it to me, and she almost started crying when the thing left the parking lot. So it was kind of one of those things where it was sentimental to them. I think they bought it back in 1995, so they had it for what, 23 years. This is a 25-year-old truck, guys. And it's still in really, really good condition. So that's kind of the other part that the reason I'm doing this channel is I believe today we kind of live in a throwaway society and I'm just as guilty as anybody else. Don't get me wrong. I'm not preaching here, but I think we need to get back to our roots. I think we need to get back to wrenching, fixing, adapting, making things work. We spend our money like it's going out of style. The minute we get it, it's out the window. You're buying the next best thing. And again, I'm not criticizing anybody, and I'm certainly not preaching to anybody. If anything, I'm preaching to myself on that, because I do the same thing. When the new iPhone comes out, I go get the new iPhone. When the new whatever comes out, I'm wanting the next best thing. Over the years, I've been trying to kind of back that off a little bit and become more frugal with the things that I do. Now that's where this comes in. The Chevy, the 93 Chevy comes in as it's going to be my new tow rig. It's going to be my go-to vehicle. So it's going to be fixed up. It's going to be ready. It's going to be dependable. It's going to be ready to go when I need it and keep miles off my other truck. So without further words, I'm kind of long-winded when it comes to stuff like that. We'll get into showing you the stuff that I bought for the truck, and I'm going to get to wrenching today. I've thankfully have kind of an open day. My oldest kid's at work, and my youngest kid's babysitting, and my wife's inside, kind of getting things ready for Thanksgiving. So I've got about 4 or 5 hours to get something done here, and so I'm gonna get to it and put as much of this stuff on as possible. Some of the other mods will have to come later. All right, guys, there's a picture of the truck. It's inside the shop, so forgive the angle of the camera, and I can't back out too far. But it's a long beast. Found out that those tires, really good Michelin tires, and they got a lot of tread on them, but they are date coded 1995. So they are 23 years old now. And they are definitely dry rotting, very small cracks all the way around it. I hate that because they're, like I said, they're really good tires. They got a lot of tread on them. 235 85 16s, and I'm going up to the 285 75 16s. So now, those of you who know about Chevys, you know that it's a torsion bar system up front. And so I'm going to have to put a lift kit on it, and I got the tools to do that. What I like about it, it's going to level the truck out. I don't like the rake kind of style where the back end is higher than the front. I like my trucks leveled out, and so this is going to level it out, and it's going to give me enough room for those bigger tires. All right, so here's the tour of the parts. First and foremost, I need lights, and so I ordered some LED lights online. I got the 2 wiring kits, harness kits. And I've got, what I'm doing here is, you can see I've got these older spotlights underneath the back bumper by the hitch. I'm going to be replacing both of those with those floods right there, those little cube floods. Then I'm going to put the light bar on the front. I don't really know what I'm going to use the other two little driving lights for. The cubes, they just came extra, and I'll put them. Maybe I'll put them on my lawnmower or something. Who knows? I think I paid like $60 for the entire thing plus the wiring harness. So what you can get these days, yes, it's cheap. It's probably Chinese crap, but it's going to work for my purposes. I don't have to go out and get the rigids that are, $150 a light and all that good stuff. I just need something that works, and you can do this on a budget and make it work. Next thing, probably most important thing, is that right there. It's an transmission input speed sensor, and essentially what I think is wrong with the transmission is I've got a speed sensor issue. I've got an issue that, let's see if that focuses. It's basically just a little magnet, and it sends a signal to the computer that lets you know how fast the transmission is going. And the computer then tells the transmission how to shift right. Well, the shifting is all jacked up. When I drive this truck, it runs great for the first 15 minutes or so, but once it gets warmed up, it starts holding shifts, it starts shifting really hard like it's got a shift kit in it. And so first, second, and third, it hits you and it kicks you really hard shifting, and then a lot of times it won't shift out of third into fourth or into overdrive. So that's typically what I've seen, and looking at the blogs, it's a transmission speed, either input or output. Now I know my output's working because my speedometer works. So it looks like I've narrowed it down to the input side. So I'll be doing that today and hopefully get this thing. If it's just that, great. It's called, that piece costs $19, guys, and you're good to go. And hopefully it's a $19 fix to the transmission problem, which greatly reduced the price of the truck, and I'll get into that later. Torsion bar lift right there. I've got the 3-inch torsion bar lift on the front. I got the shock extenders in case I need them. They do have some pretty new, this truck has some pretty new Rancho shocks on it. So I didn't want to change out the shocks. Good thing about these torsion bar keys, it's a really simple job to do, but you can also adjust it on the fly just using a bolt. And so whether I'll use the full 3 inches or maybe I'm just going to go up 1.5 inches, not sure yet, But once I get the tires on, I can then adjust it after the tire's on if I'm still rubbing. And it's easy to do that. You can do it in your shop. You can do it in your driveway. Man, it's just simple. Plus, I like to adjust it back down again. I like to get it as low as I can without it hitting the tires, without the tires rubbing, just because it does affect the ride quality of the front end. And so, you know, that's something I'll be adjusting as we get there. Those are the Big Daddy. Those are probably the most expensive things that I bought so far. It's the wheel adapters from wheeladapter.com. Fred Ghost up there treated me right. Great customer service. They're not aluminum, they're full steel. In order to put the bigger tires on the back, you're going to have to see that space in between the two tires. Obviously with stock tires it's okay. Actually, you can tell right there at the bottom the back tires need a little bit of air because they're almost touching, and that's just the smaller tires. So in order to get the bigger tires to fit, you got to put these spacers on. They're 2-inch spacers. Like I said, very high quality made. Those were the most expensive things I bought at about $370 a piece, or I'm sorry, for the set. You can get cheaper models, you can get cheaper versions in aluminum. Guys, do not scrimp on that part. You know, it was tough hitting the buy now on that because it was expensive. But guys, you're going to need that, especially if you're hauling heavy loads. You don't want something to go wrong on your back wheels while you're going down the road at 80 miles an hour. So do not scrimp on that. You need the high quality stuff. Then I've got, it didn't have a brake controller, so I went ahead and bought a trailer brake controller, the Reese brake EVN, and it comes with the wiring harness, so it should be a plug and play issue. Then the 4x4 stickers that were typically, if I remember right and looking at all the pictures, they were on the fender right there, is those 4x4 decals. And I do like the way that this truck just looks clean, and there's not a lot of molding and there's not a lot of stuff on it. That being said, I'm kind of trying to make it look as stock as possible, and so putting the 4x4 stickers back on to me was the right move. I may not like it. I may end up taking them off. They were 20 bucks for both of them, and so I'm going to stick them on there and see how it looks. I was hoping I had enough room to maybe put them back there like the old Z71 stickers were, but it just doesn't look like it's going to work out, so I'm going to have to put it on the fender and go from there. Then the next thing I bought was the radio kit. Again, having the theme of the truck is a good long distance cruiser and tow rig, and in order to do that, I wanted to be able to play my music from my phone and have a little better experience. And so I had this Sony radio. It's a double DIN fold out screen, all touch screen, all that good stuff, Bluetooth. It's kind of an older radio. I had it in a car, I don't know, probably 8 years ago, but it worked great. I took it out. And so I bought the DIN kit, and the DIN kit is basically replaces the cassette player in the middle of the dash, and you put that in there. You put the wiring harness in, the adapter for the antenna. This goes in where the old radio goes and gives you a little cubby hole. And so I'll be putting that in at some point. Maybe not get to that this weekend. It's not the most important thing. It's just something more of a comfort thing. And then again, same kind of theme was I bought these vent visors. They go on the side of the vehicle up there, by the front door and the back window. Allow you to crack your windows if it's raining, stuff like that, let cool air in without it getting too crazy. And so again, just something to kind of make it a little bit more comfortable inside. More than likely we'll be able to get those on today, no problem. Then as we come around the side here, you can see the bigger tire that I'm going with now. It's already mounted on a rim, and so that'll be off. But you can tell how much bigger that tire is versus the stock tire. So again, I'm going with a 285 75 16 E-rated, and it's got kind of an all-terrain tread to it. I like the beefier look. Worked really well on my 3/4 ton Suburban, and I think having those tires on the back and the front together are really going to make this truck look a little meaner. It's going to look like a grandpa truck, but with a little bit of attitude. So I'll be putting those on, and I'm just waiting for the other tires to come in, and we'll get that done. And then went to the front here, and just thought, I really like what the previous owner did, put the little later model grill on. than the 93 specific, but I gotta have a grill guard, and so I bought this grill guard, and I'll be installing that. Guys, this was only like 250 bucks on eBay. It's pretty heavy quality. I'm actually very impressed with the overall build quality of it. It's powder coated, painted, so it's going to fit nice and look nice, and it's going to allow me a place to mount those lights. Wanted to give you guys a look at. I've got the truck on the lift, and it just barely fits. I mean, I've got a couple of inches, maybe, on each side before it starts. The dually fender starts hitting the cable, and I've only got one tire on each ramp. But obviously that's good enough. These lifts are rated for 9,000 pounds, so I should be fine. But I just wanted to give you a look at, I got the beast on the lift, and man, it's pulled all the way up. And I've got about, I don't know, 6 inches or so left on the ramp itself, or on the deck itself. If this was a crew cab, I'm not so sure it would fit. All right, anytime you're using this tool, you can see that little area right there. It's a little, basically, kind of a nipple that hangs down from the top of this, C-clamp, key clamp, whatever you want to call it. It actually fits inside of an indention inside on the top of the frame. So you want to make sure you get it in there to where it's not moving around on you. Let me get you some better light. So that it's not moving around on you and doesn't slip out, because there's a lot of pressure on these torsion bars whenever you get them cranked down. And again, there's a little indentation in the bottom of the key itself that goes into, and you're ready to go. But that's just a little safety feature. Make sure you get this square, and as you can tell from the frame, it is exactly square up and down. You don't want that at an angle. A lot of people get it in this section right here. There's kind of a little indentation right above this frame member. You do not want to put it there, because then obviously your key is on an angle like that. You want to get it straight up and down 90 degrees to the frame, just like you see it there. Okay, so you can see how I got the bolt out, and that just basically screws into the bottom of that retaining bar right there that sits on your frame rail. That holds that key in place. That hole right there, let me get my tools out of my hand so you can see this. That hole right there is the end of this torsion bar that goes all the way to the front, and it fits into a little. It's basically like a socket head, 6-sided, and it fits in that A-frame, or that lower A-arm. You can just bang that out, and so that piece right there, you just bang forward, and then this key that's lodged up in there between these two frame rails, or this cross member here, that will fall out because it's actually going through, that torsion bar is going through the key and hitting on this side. So I just get me a little ball peen hammer and then a BFH and start hitting on it and see if I can loosen it up. Hey everybody, I just got her buttoned up for the night. Got the speed sensors changed out. Interestingly, it looked like the input speed sensor was virtually brand new. It looked clean, so I went ahead and changed it anyways, thinking maybe it was just a bad sensor. Cleaned up some of the connections, and then I went ahead and removed the output speed sensor just to see if it had anything wrong with it. It's working great, as you can tell. My speedometer's working fine. I will tell you that it feels to me, just on initial drive here, that the transmission is shifting a lot smoother. So it must have been a bad sensor that was put in, because like I said, it looked brand new. I also lifted it, put the 3-inch lift on the front, and got that all buttoned up. And good thing is I'm driving it now, and it's not too much bumpier than it was before, which is a great thing. That's what I was really worried about, is making it even a stiffer ride. It did tow my my tires in a little bit. The top is a little further out than the bottoms now, so I'm gonna have to get that aligned, obviously. But I'm getting the new tires put on anyways, so shouldn't be a problem. So I'm out for a test drive, see how this thing works, and so far so good. I didn't get to all the rest of my projects, as you know. Time flies when you're having fun, and and just couldn't get it all done. But got two of the kind of major things done. Next thing I'll tackle is the grill guard, the lights, and then some of the other just items as it goes. And then the exhaust is supposed to be here in a couple of days, so I'll get that put on. So far so good, and everything's looking really nice. It's running good, shifting good. Man, yeah, tons better shifting from first to second. Let's see how it goes. Second, oh, much better. Let's see, it kicks down into fourth. There we go. Much smoother than usual. And then it kicked into the torque converter just kicked in. So everything's good. So very happy to see that. And it is running so much better. So it looks like it was just a bad sensor. Well, made it back from my trip. As you can tell, after I got gas, I went about 13.5 miles. The great thing about it, guys, is I got it up to about 80 miles an hour. I've never had the chance to do that before because the transmission was always kind of giving me trouble. Everything is working perfectly. Can't believe it. I really feel bad for the previous owner because I think he must have changed out those speed sensors at some point, because I mean they both look brand new, and I replaced them. I replaced the input speed sensor with a brand new one, and it works. I mean, best shifting, no issues, shifts right where it should, downshifts well. Like I said, had it up to 80, no issues. Temperature's running really nice. Probably, I don't know, 110, 120, 30, 40, probably about in the run 160-ish, 180-ish range. It's a pretty cold night. It's probably in the mid 40s right now. Just no issues whatsoever. Rides smooth. I'm just really happy with this truck. I continue to be impressed with it. All right, guys, next day, and got a lot of progress done today. A few things here and there. Got the brush guard on. Got the front light bar on. Went ahead and cranked up the lift about another 1.5 inches. So now it is really nice and level. Kind of hard to see. Sorry, guys, it's dark and can't pull it outside to kind of show you a wider shot, but I'll try to get as wide as I can here. You can see that it's quite a bit higher in the front. It is completely level to the back fender and the front fender. Raised it up almost 2 3/4 inches, and it just worked out perfect. Got the grill guard on, got the light bar on, got the transmission fixed as I talked about earlier. So it's really coming along. Got a few more projects to go. New tires this week will go on, and some of the other stuff I showed you. But so far so good, and it's really turning out to be the truck that I really thought it would be. So happy that we're making progress. So guys, stay tuned. We're going to be, like I said, finishing this project up over the next couple of weeks, putting all the rest of the stuff on. I've got a few things here and there that I'm still thinking about as far as surprises, so I'm not going to let them go just yet. I'll let you know about them, so stay tuned. Definitely the exhaust. Exhaust is going to be coming in next. Towing mirrors is coming in next also. But past that, I may be doing a couple of things to the engine, but we'll see how it goes. So guys, God bless, and thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate your support and comments. Love the comments, guys. Keep them coming. It's really fun to respond back to them. So appreciate your time. Appreciate your just the subscriptions and your likes and just paying attention. It's just one of those things where this is a cool little project, and hopefully somebody gets something out of it. So take care. God bless.